Hi, everybody. Welcome to Be So Creative's Wednesday workshop in Las Cruces, New Mexico. My name is Linda, and we're going to be doing a foldable, reusable grocery bag. It's a great bag. It's very easy to make. It takes a yard of fabric, and it takes about an hour to put together. It is great. And what's so nice about it, it actually folds up. So you could stick it in the glove compartment of your car. My granddaughter puts it in her backpack at school and just it's there when she hits the grocery store on her way home from class. So it's a great little project. Okay, the directions are very, very easy. First thing you need is a piece of fabric, and the fabric you can use a heavy duty cotton, you can use a home decor type fabric, any type of fabric, and you need 1 yard. In the directions, they highly recommend that you wash and dry your fabric before you cut it. When you cut, you're going to cut one piece of fabric that is, let's see, 40 by 21, and it will make the entire bag. You will also need to cut two 6 by 15 6 by 30 inch strips for the handles, and you'll have a little left over. Okay, what you need to do first is to hem both ends of the bag. You start by folding over a 1/2 inch from the top and press. Press that. Then you fold over again, and this time you want to make sure that is 1 inch. So you fold it down a 1/2 inch, fold down 1 inch, and then you stitch. When you stitch, the first thing you're going to do is stitch along the bottom fold. Make it as close to the edge as possible, about 1/8 of an inch, so it's top stitching. Just stitch right along and then stitch the same way on the top fold. This makes a little more sturdier 1 inch fold up there. Okay, all right. The next thing we're going to do is we have to put the bag together. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a French seam. I'm sure most of you know what a French seam is, but it is to encase the selvage. So to make a French seam, you put right sides out, wrong sides together, and you stitch 1/4 inch. Turn your bag right side to the inside, pressing gently to the corners. Press your seams. When I press, I will press it flat first, and then I will press right along the seam line. Once that's done, then you will sew 1/2 an inch. It's kind of hard to see on here because of the thread that I used, but it's a 1/2 an inch seam allowance. Then you have your French seam, which it's reinforced and it has the raw edges all to the inside. Whoops, there's a piece of thread. Okay, do that to both sides. Like I said, this is a very, very fast and simple project. Here comes the hard part. This is making the reinforced bottom. The reinforced bottom is you want to fold your bag so that you have a triangle. You have to be very careful not to catch the edges underneath. And you want from here to here to be 7 inches. So the way I did it is I took my seam from my French seam, put it at 3.5, and then adjusted so that it was 7 inches, 3.5 inches from one side, 3.5 inches from the other side, and then I drew a line, pinned so it would not move, and then stitched. And then I have a square bottom. This will now be folded towards the bottom of the bag, and because I press so often, I have this nice little crease where I can see you can't see it, but there's a little crease right here where the middle of the bottom of the bag is. So when I pinned it up this way, it was pretty much centered, and making sure that there are no creases or you don't have the thread caught up underneath. Whoops, can't get in there. The thread caught up underneath here. Stick it in your sewing machine and you sew as close as possible. And with my sewing machine, I could only get about 1/4 of an inch seam here. If you can get closer than that, that's great. Just come up to right about where that seam is and then go back down. You do not need to sew along here because that's already been stitched. And there it is from the outside. So now your bag has a nice little bottom that's been reinforced. Okay, the final part of this project is to make the handles. You have your 6.5 inch or 6-inch by 30-inch strip. Fold it in half and press. Open it up and then fold the outer edges to the center. And I press just to make sure I have a nice crisp seam, and then fold that to the center. And press. Make sure you're pressing all the time. Pressing is so important. Once that's done, you want to clip your edges, and this will help keep the raw edges from being at the bottom of the bag. And then you fold up, fold it up, press real well, and again you want to fold it back into the way it was originally, and you have this nice edge. Pin it to keep it in place. Press, 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 press. I can't say that enough. It's just make sure you're pressing all the time. Once that's done, then you have your handles, and sew a top stitch all the way around. And you do this for 2 handles. Now to put the handles on the bag. You can do it either way. You can put the handle on the outside of the bag, which I like, or you can put it on the inside of the bag. It's up to you. Whatever makes you feel good. You want your handles to be about 5 inches from the edge. And they will be about 6 inches across. Just make sure both handles are the same distance apart. Then pin your handle to either the front or to the back, whichever you want to do. It's your decision. And then what you're going to do is sew around 4 times, 4 square or a little rectangle with crosses in the middle, X's in the middle, and you do this 4 times and it helps to reinforce the seam. Make sure the handle's sewn on well. And there you have your bag. In less than an hour, you have your refoldable grocery bag, reusable grocery bag. Thank you.